Right, welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a bite-sized piece of news. Yes, that's right, where I just bring you quick little bite-sized chunks of pop culture and movie news. Now today, we're taking a look at the Batman. Warner Brothers has released some fantastic promo art, and they are really fantastic. Not only the images are great, it looks fantastic stuff. It looks really, really good, well made, but it also pays homage to a few bits and pieces. But there's also some hidden story details, believe it or not. So we're going to take a look at them first and foremost. Let's just cut straight to the chase with the story details, right? There is one image, you can see it on the screen right now, which is, the Batman cowl in the shape of, a question mark featuring the Riddler, of course. And there's a bunch of writing. Now, what is perhaps super revealing in here is that it says, and this is obviously from the Riddler himself, it says, "Dear Batman, I now know what I must become." So what is that saying? What is that teasing? To me, that teases that Edward, the Riddler, is actually inspired by Batman to become the Riddler. And essentially, that's essentially what we see in the trailer is that this Riddler character has been trying to get the Batman's attention. He's obsessed with the Batman. I guess in some regard, fairly similar-ish, you could say, to how the Joker is in some way, shape or form. Not identically the same, but how fascinating, how fantastic. You're reshaping the Riddler character in a way which, I guess, fits obviously the world that they're trying to create for this new Robert Pattinson Batman. Dear Batman, I now know what I must become. Yeah, I really like that. I think that's very, very good. That the Riddler has this sort of mild obsession with Bruce Wayne's Batman. I like that a lot. I really, really do. I do hope, and I will say it straight off, that I hope that they don't approach it from a perspective of, well, we're going to have the Riddler as some sort of strange archetype that just sits around online. Because we have had in the trailer, the Riddler streams and things like that, right? He's streaming some of the stuff that he does online. I really hope they don't approach it from an angle of, I guess, representative of some things which have happened in, real life lately. In, sort of incel culture, I guess you could say. I hope that's not the route they go down. I sincerely hope not. Now, the other piece of artwork, we've seen kind of teased before, which is just, the Riddler in his mask. I'm still in two minds of whether I like the mask or not. I'm not going to say it looks absolutely fantastic. But I think in action, maybe it'll look good. I don't know. The other one we have of Batman with his cape wrapping around himself. Very reminiscent of this picture. Don't hate it. Don't hate it, actually. I think that looks pretty, it's interesting, it's good. And then just the other promo artwork is obviously Robert Pattinson did some test screen footage. I would imagine they've just taken some photos and shot it up on some Photoshop, and it looks good. Like, all of this promo art looks good. And the other image is obviously an outline, a silhouette of Batman with a bunch of newspaper clippings in it, which I think personally bolsters the theory that the Riddler is obsessed with Batman. Why do I say that? Well, and sadly, as well, I will say, actually bolsters the potential that they're going to approach it from like an incel culture perspective, or sort of underground, lost man perspective for the Riddler. I really hope not, but I think it does kind of bolster that theory as well. So let's look at the newspaper clippings. I mean, it is quite literally, Batman strikes again. There's Gotham, etc. Cape Crusader seen in Up something. Now, the other images are of Robert Pattinson's Batman, Bruce Wayne. We don't know whether that's going to be as part of maybe a collage that the Riddler does for Batman. It could be. It very well could be. But I think the way this enhances the sort of thought and theory that the Riddler is obsessed with Bruce Wayne's Batman is quite simply the fact that, you know, you see this kind of character, very larger than life, fantastical character come out of nowhere. Let's, put ourselves in the Riddler's shoes here. You see this character come out of absolute nowhere and rise to fame, as it were, or at least infamy. Having articles written about him. You've got this sort of lost and disillusioned man who maybe knows certain bits and pieces about Gotham's underworld. I don't know. Just thoughts and theories here. And then they see this character, Batman, being written about. You can see a sort of a disillusioned, lost boy, lost man go, right, God, I could do that. I could be this. And in their sort of deranged state, they see Batman beating people to an inch of their life, and they go, well, I can go a step further than that. Why not? Batman does it, why can't I? And obviously, the Riddler leads to killing people, etc. So it's just random thoughts there. Just thought I would throw this out there. But I will say, look, I genuinely really, really like the artwork. I think the artwork's great. I think the promo art is fantastic. I love the fact that in this image you can actually see him saying, hey, dear Batman, I now know what I must become. There's some elements in there that says of judgment and things like that. Who knows exactly what else that is. I'm sure that will be somewhere else on, another letter sent to the Batman. Maybe there'll be some more reveals later down the line and some more promo artwork. But for the most part, this is it. I think it looks great. Very happy with it. Really excited for this film. I have watched this trailer on the big screen recently in theatres, and it absolutely knocks it out of the park. I cannot wait for this film. Every single frame is just beautiful. It looks like it could be a poster. The cinematography is stunning. And yes, there is some bias there, but from a technical perspective, most people who have a knowledge of films would say, yeah, no, technically it looks great. I guess the main selling point here is now whether people can jump on board for Robert Pattinson or not, which seems to be the stickler for a lot of people. But for those, I would encourage just watch some of his other movies. You may be pleasantly surprised with his acting capabilities. So there you go, ladies and gents. This was supposed to be a bite-sized news chunk. It has sort of rambled on a little bit. I do apologise for that. Normally these are about 3 minutes. Sorry. But let me know your thoughts down below. I just thought I would talk about this a little bit more because it is so fascinating. But thanks so much. Take care.